Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 299 of our trek, and yesterday we remained in camp around the campfire and explored the importance of investing the time to relax and recharge as part of our life. I do struggle with this on a personal level, but I'm committed to making a little bit of R&R as a part of my regular schedule. Today we will head back out and compare the trails of inheritance versus legacy. While there is some crossover between these two, they are distinctively different. Since we started our trek on day 0, today is actually our 300th day on the treks of life. Thank you so much for coming along with me each day as we explore and consume these nuggets of wisdom. These bits of wisdom help us to live the rich and satisfying life while we are creating our living legacy. If you do miss any of the days of our Wisdom Trek, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal. You can also subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play, so each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. We are recording our podcast from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. We have had some beautiful spring weather this week. The daffodils are in full bloom, and watching our pair of hawks outside our office window has been an awesome sight. I've also included a couple pictures from the refinished library in today's journal. We will have to let the polyurethane on the floor dry solid before moving the furniture back in this weekend. But it's now time to break camp and head out and explore a couple trails that are similar but drastically different. Since one of our objectives on our Wisdom Trek is to create and live a legacy each day, we want to make sure that we have a clear understanding of the difference between legacy versus inheritance. So often we tend to equate legacy with inheritance, but in fact they are very different things. Inheritance is about money and possessions, but legacy is about the person. Let's think about these two but similar descriptions. Inheritance is something that you leave. Legacy is something that you place in a person. An inheritance is something given to a person. A legacy is something done in a person. When you leave something behind as an inheritance, the recipients are temporarily happy and satisfied, but when you leave a legacy, they are permanently transformed. If you've been on our Wisdom Trek during the past 300 days, you know that one of our primary focuses is not just to leave a legacy when you die, but to impact everyone each day through living a legacy that will change eternity. The truth of the matter is that we need to be much more concerned about our legacy each day than an inheritance that we'll leave someday. Certainly, we need to make sure our wills and other financial areas are in place and protected for the next generation. The Bible does mention inheritance nearly 60 times, so it does have a place of importance in our lives, such as mentioned in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22. Good people leave an inheritance for their grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth passes to the godly. Even with its importance, though, legacy goes far beyond when the time and the money stuff runs out. Legacy is eternal. Inheritance are gifts received. Legacies are values imparted to someone else. Inheritance is a temporary reward. Legacy is an eternal reward. One day we will all die, and we can't take anything with us. That is why it's important that we live with our eternal impact in mind. The impact is the one thing that will last forever. That impact is one thing that will last forever. We need to first be sure that our personal eternity is secure and that we have dealt with the reality of sin in our lives. We will stand before God and give an account one day. We need to be sure that we are ready for that meeting and that we have dealt with the things that will keep us from eternity with Him. Then we need to be focused on living our positive legacy that will impact eternity in others. The fact is that we all are leaving a legacy. It isn't optional. It happens because of the way that we live. We need to make sure that we are living in such a manner that it is creating the kind of legacy that we want to leave. So examine your priorities. God wants you to live and leave a legacy through each day of your life. He wants to put value into your life. He wants to put something that is forever in your life. As stated, the fact of the matter is that we are creating a legacy while we live. It isn't something that magically appears as we pass from earth through death. It is something that we create intentionally while we are alive. That is why it's so important to have a life plan based on your purpose for your life. So our life plan becomes the foundation for our legacy plan. As we live each day, we are putting our legacy into place. The people that we touch, the things that we teach, the moments that we create, the love that we share, they all go into creating our legacy. Inheritance leaves behind a monument, but a legacy is a movement that continually perpetuates. It is true that an inheritance can help us to expand our legacy, but it is not our legacy. Our legacy is the success that will be continually going on. With a monument, it will be destroyed over time, but with a legacy, it is a movement that will never die. The impact of our lives can last if we make sure that we do the things that matter most while we are living. So let me ask you, what does your living legacy look like? Because that is how it will impact eternity. How intentional are you today in creating a legacy for tomorrow? If you died today, what would your legacy look like? I know I have more work to do, so I'm not quite ready for that yet, and I doubt if you are either. But we do need to get ready today because we don't know what tomorrow holds. But we can know who holds tomorrow. Let us use Ephesians chapter 5 verses 1 and 2 as a basis for creating and living our legacy each day. And it goes like this: Imitate God, therefore, in everything you do, because you are His dear children. Live a life filled with love, following the example of Christ. He loved us and offered Himself as a sacrifice for us, a pleasing aroma to God. As we hike our 300th day of our Wisdom Trek, let me read the vision which is on the wisdom-trek.com website. Our vision is that together we will create a legacy of wisdom, seek out discernment and insights to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before, and to live long and prosper as a result. Tomorrow we will hike an interesting trail as we discover the wisdom of silence. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our podcast for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person as you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek can be found at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.